Good afternoon. Good afternoon to everyone here. Welcome to the seminar for young people, and we'll speak about the cinema as well. But before, a round of applause to all of you that are following with us through this faith convention that is being fantastic. And because it is fantastic, today we have two departments. They too are fantastic, and together they reach more people and help to retain all those that are in our family, isn't it? I will present Bishop Raquel Silva, International Director of the Youth Group, and also Bishop Daniel Jesus, International Director of the Cinema. Welcome. Thank you. Do you want to say something to who is watching? Hello, and thank you. We are going to have a conversation so that together we can talk about points that are interesting to us, be it on the departments or how we can evolve these topics. I speak on my part. I am a volunteer in the department of the Kuriakos Youth, and we will show a few things because together we can help inside the church. But we will start with the youth group, and I would like to ask Bishop, what is the greatest difficulty or challenge when we speak about reaching young people? What is happening in society that in a way it makes it difficult, or it is more difficult? In reality, what is difficult is really the state that we are living today. It is the fights, the challenge that the young people find in universities, the resistance to good, and this may be one of the greatest causes as to why many young people, even those that are raised in the church, they turn away from God because of everything that they are involved in. And so it is very important to have these department groups implemented not only in the local church, but also with the directors on a regional level. I don't know if we have here local directors, regional directors, directors in relation to the province or national. And the ones that didn't make the sound of ooh can be the next ones. We are in a ministry that is very organized. Our leader shows us and taught us throughout these 40 years. Who is a young person that is already 40 years old? Well, only I am. It is very important, all these lessons, because all of them complement one another, and we are able to go through all of these difficulties in the society that we live in. And does the bishop remember any story that really touched you? Because it is true that us as young people, we suffer this pressure, be it in university or in the workplace. And now we speak about the access to certain rights, but we are not going to enter this part. I want to ask, do you have a personal testimony that touched you in a specific way and today helps you to take this message even further? In a way, this story touched me, and I do not want it to stay here. I want young people to know that Jesus changes lives, other people's lives or mine. I was a young person before. Who here is young? And I was born in the church. With 6 years, I received Jesus Christ with 6 years in Alvalade, where today I serve God. And I was also a child that was integrated in the church. I grew, and as a young person, I also had challenges. And all the experiences that I lived, all the wrong choices that I made, it taught me. And today I can see and re-see all of this and these young people that need this help. So the thing that most touched me is really us feeling that with God we can have a new life, independently of what we might have done. God is always with his arms open. So my own experience in this life, it helped me to help other young people. So let's give a round of applause just so that we can make it a bit more fun. And now I'll go here to Bishop Daniel. We know that we are in a world that I will use the term show. It is entertainment, taking people to waste time in things that do not make sense. And in this way, we transmit a false peace. It is everything very well while we're watching that movie or that series, but at the end of the series, the person goes back to his real life and really realizes, oh, I'm in this situation. And my question is, how is the Department of Cinema working? Is it simply to entertain, or is it transmitting a message? Is it simply for the brothers, well, just to not watch another channel there on Kuriakou's Music? What is the great mission of the cinema department? Good afternoon. So cinema, our purpose was never to simply make series or films just to entertain. Everything done in our ministry has the greatest purpose of winning souls. So in cinema, we create series that recreate situations that happen on a daily basis in the world, and we show the solution, the difference between those who serve God and those who do not serve God. And through these stories, we show that there is a solution, there is a way for us to reach and get the solution. And in the cinema, that is our role. Through our series and films, the church brothers do not simply watch the series on Sundays or Saturdays, but use this as tools. And that is why the series are on YouTube, to be a much easier way of evangelizing. And there was a project to create a Manaflix, just like Netflix, but this would only reach people that would go to church, and that is not our objective. Our objective is to win souls, is to reach all those people that are outside, and so that is it. So in the end, we become an extension of the job that you develop. You develop here, but it should not stay here. We have the task of, okay, we have links, we have the YouTube and everything else, and we take this message outside. Good. I would like to ask, just like the way I asked Bishop Raquel, a testimony in your personal life or in the life of someone who knows that the cinema really impacted them through a series, or in the fact of being involved in the production of a series, something that impacted. Who doesn't know, I was born and raised in the church. My parents are preachers. They are missionaries in the church, and I always traveled a lot. I was raised in Angola. I came back in 2008, and I came back here, and I'm serving God from that time. And every time I speak to the missionaries, I'm also a supervisor of this department for the missionaries. I tell them that it comes a time in our lives that God makes a test, that you are serving God for your parents, or are you serving God because of yourself. And when it came a time that God asked me this question, that is when I grabbed hold of God. At the time, it wasn't because of the cinema. There was a department, but I was not part of it. But it was at that time that I realized that I had to believe in God, not because my parents are in church or they serve God, but because I have a God. And God created many miracles throughout the lives of my parents and mine as well. I have this God that is alive and He is real, and I have to serve Him. And on the level of what the cinema does, 2 years more or less ago, I recorded with a group of young people creating the miniseries Choices, and it was adapted to a series where we already won different prizes because of it in America and also in the Netherlands. And that is where I saw what the true mission is. And sometimes when we work with the apostle, we hear him say, this is to win souls, this is to take the gospel somewhere higher. And sometimes it seems like it just becomes a beautiful thing to say. But when I was recording these series, I realized the true objective of these series. I was recording with a group of young people, and as we were recording, there were always breaks between the recordings, and we were talking. And one of them, they came to Portugal just because. And on the day that he had the ticket bought, because his mother or father bought this ticket, and when it reached the day, he wasn't supposed to come to Portugal. But something inside him said, no, you should take this trip. And he went to live with his father here in Portugal. And the father was a member of one of our churches. And while we were looking for actors, we were looking in the churches and everything, and we spoke to the departments of youth, and we were looking for actors for the series, and we were talking to the pastors, and by chance he was there, and he was telling me that he was he was turned away from God. He went to church from a young age, but he turned away from God because when his parents were divorced. But there, he then found the true love for God. And as it happened with him, it happened to various actors. And there I saw the purpose of the cinema, that is not to entertain the brothers. Obviously, we do this so that we can occupy our days with God's things. But our objective is to transform lives. It is to win lives for Jesus. So the testimony of this young man and many others, and some of them, and one of them, you know him as well. And this made me change the vision of the department and realize I do not work here simply to record. I work here to win souls. So let's give a round of applause. We can almost say that we can end here the seminar on both sides because we have a notion. But taking a bit of what was said here, and it is true, I know one of these young people. It is one of my brothers. One of them goes around, he's really big. And this young man that is a singer, he had an opportunity to participate in the series. And my brothers, we were always in church from a young age, but there came a time where they would simply go to church. They were not part of the church. And this is the greatest challenge of the youth group. And we see here the way that they are together. The youth department is focused on retaining the young people, and with the department of cinema, it is to win lives. And we see that there are common points in each of these departments. And talking about the youth in Kuriakos, we know that there are difficult topics to talk about. We are in a society that the youth goes through mental health issues, and the family as well. Unfortunately, not everyone has the opportunity to be raised in a family that is structured, and the department does not only create activities that reach a specific type of young people, but the department tries to reach different young people with their different situations on a daily lives. And I would ask the bishop, what type of activities does this department create during the year? Maybe we have here a young person for the first time or at home watching, and they say, okay, I want to be part of this family, but what is being done? What activities are being done? And there could be something that this person likes. To do this, it doesn't make sense not calling the people that are involved, and I would like to call all of the team members of the department, and let's give them a round of applause. They can come up with us, and let's give them a round of applause one more time. And so, while they're coming up on stage, I present Tatiana, Maria, and Marta Barata. These are the only ones who are full-time. And a round of applause for their calling. And all the other members, in the seminar last year, I presented the department, and this year, because this is a desire, and it was also a vision passed down by the apostle, we can train volunteers so that they can serve, because all of us have a calling. Who is here has a calling? And each one of us know our mission. But each one of us has a mission to fulfill the same mission, and God gave us strategies. And in the department, we develop activities in 2 months, and these activities, they started out with missionaries thinking about it, and today we have volunteers. Iris, Elaine, Luisa, Santiago, Moisés, Marta Paulino, Tiago, Inês, Leonor, and Moisés. He's from the northern part of the country. And why am I talking about them? Because they are volunteers that during the year they create material for the department. When they gave me the department, I had to put things on the social media, and we have this in English, in German, in Dutch, in Spanish, and Portuguese.
Não, mas estava a faltar um. Não, francês vem a caminho, pastor, bispo.
French is on the way, and we have volunteers outside Portugal as well that also help us in this place. And when we were talking about activities, it is now these young people that are among other young people, because what happens with the missionaries is they come into the church and then they are a marvelous tool in the hands of God, but then they are a bit apart and they do not know the reality. And now we are developing the next activity, and Elaine gave an idea that is a vigil for young people. So we are cooking the idea because each of them bring to the table to develop all these projects. So a round of applause for the department of the youth group.
E agora pegando aqui, para além desta possível...
And now taking on this, what is the potential, what is being done throughout this year? Do you want to watch a video? Do you want to watch the video? I think that if we give a round of applause that is very loud, very, 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 very loud.
Eles estão-vos a filmar a vocês, mas
Being a young person that is a Christian is knowing that you have a purpose, living and taking your neighbor to live the gospel. If you feel this responsibility, the department has developed various activities and events nationally and internationally with the objective of taking each young person to fulfill their calling, integrating them in the church, and showing them the values towards the gospel so that they can become active members in society and the ministry. The Faith Convention for Young People, we talk about topics that are based on the calling for young people and being firm on their calling. This is the greatest event in the department, and it takes great planning and logistics, so it is a historic mark for each young person. Work camping is an annual camping internationally that is done before the Faith Convention. We reunite young people in Tujal, where they are trained in different technical areas, and they participate in the greatest event of the Mana ministry. This camp has changed the lives of many young people, uniting them, and they share moments that are unforgettable. The main objective is to work in teams and enhance the talents of each one. We have the Talent Festival on a yearly basis, and they present their works that are done by the young people in arts, cinema, music, publicity, documentaries, among many others. Many of the participations in the Talent Festival are part of Kuriakos Music, and they have things that are broadcasted on Kuriakos TV. Apart from the annual events, the department also organizes activities for young people. Every 2 months, they promote union among the young people. And these moments are the difference between, because they are healthy activities that are based on moral activities that are fun and dynamic. Different activities as I am grateful and passing the word, taking the truth and solution to a world that is lost, making the youth know that they have a calling to fulfill. The Kuriakos Youth Department, they work in this way, not looking at the young people like another number, but giving them the responsibility that God entrusted in them and making them live the joy of their salvation, impacting more lives in order for them to also be part of this great family that is happy and united for the same purpose. This is the family Youth Kuriakos.
Mais nada, realmente temos aqui.
And we have all the activities that have been done, and they will not stop here, because after the Faith Convention, there are more, maybe worship and praise. Praise and worship will be repeated. In October, you know that this will happen. So, be part of this project. It is not us to you, but it's us with you, all of us together. And when we are conscious of this, that together we are the strength, not only are we going to help one another inside the church and be able to get more people outside. And in this sense here, coming back to the cinema, I believe that not only for the young people, but also in people in general, you have, and I want to congratulate you. It is not simply to be something nice said on television, but I believe, and it is true, and I know that everyone here agrees with me, that the quality is getting better from series to series. So let's give them a round of applause. A round of applause to the team of the cinema and all the volunteers as well. Many people that volunteer and they help. I would like to ask, what is the principal ingredient? What makes your group? What motivates them? What gives them ideas? What is the principal ingredient in the midst of this mission? Well, basically, we are all conscious. The entire department knows what our job is, what our mission is, what is our main goal. And from there, it is a lot easier. From that moment, we then need a good story. There are many stories that are the apostle's idea. In service, in meetings, he mentions that, listen, I want you to make stories about this. Everything that is related to the Mana ministry, it starts through our apostle and it goes through to us as well. We are in this fountain of authority and anointing so that everything can work well. And while we are in this river, it will work out. And another story that also gives us opening for these things, we take problems that happen on the day-to-day with young people, with specific age groups or social groups, and from there we create a story so that we can show the difference of those who walk with God and those who do not walk with God. As we saw the last series that is called Desiguais, and we saw the difference as to who wanted to go with God and who wanted to walk with the truth and who did not want. And I'll leave here curiosity. Maybe there'll come a part 2, who knows. If you permit, Daniel, a very interesting part of the participations, and I would also like to talk about what I observed with the brothers, and not the part of me participating, but as it truly is a privilege to serve God. Who agrees? And the cinema is yet another tool, another strategy that God gave us so that we can serve God. Many of the times, many people have this opportunity to serve in this department, and they feel this experience, that it really impacts people's lives. Once, one of the sisters was talking with me, and she said, I really like to participate in the cinema. And I said, my sister, if you have this in your heart, go and serve God. And at this time, she was really not she was not ready, but she had this desire in her heart. And I told her, go to the site and place there the information. And that's what she did. And once she was contacted, and she participated in this last mini-series. But this is simply to mention that when young people, and now I want to speak to the young people, when they open their hearts to this project and opportunities to serve God, their lives are truly impacted and changed. I speak this because the sister, she's young, and she came to talk to me, and she said that it was the best week of my life. And for someone that has more than 40 years, says that because she has a happy life, she serves God, she works, but what she experienced, that entire atmosphere that is felt in these participations, it is God in this topic. It is tiring. Who thinks it is? It is tiring, but it brings great joy. And someone that lived for so many things and they had their lives transformed, and for them to say that was the best week of their lives, only God deserves the honor and the glory for using each and every one of us. And I want to ask a question. We have this testimony. We have the testimony that I spoke about a while ago, which was my younger brother. He was participating, and it was really a historic moment in his life. He was in church, but he was there trying to decide. But there was something in the recording that helped him to become firm. And today he is a young person in university, and he really serves God fervently, and who knows him knows what he does with the word of God. But I would like to ask Bishop Daniel, what do you do during the recording that really impacts the people's lives? Is there a way? Do you give them magical food? The food isn't all that good. So what do you do during the recordings that impacts the lives? Well, I think above all is the love of God that is in our hearts. Above all is people seeing that independently of the time that we wake up, the hours that we are there, which is not easy. We have teams that start recording at 8 in the morning and they go to bed at 3 in the morning, and the next day they start again. They start again. It is not the food, because normally, because of the time, we have to eat very fast, we have to eat fast food, so it's not the food, it's the love for the work of God, the union that is among us, or the unity among us. Even tired, we are there giving our best. Even tired, we are there knowing that we have a mission. And this is what I think attracts more and more young people, more people to like being around us. Not because we are good, because apart from after midnight we become very, very angry a little bit. Some are hungry, some are tired. Even with 30 years, we still make a fuss. But above all is the love. It's the dedication that we use to do things. And I think that this is the principal ingredient, knowing that we're there, we're really making an effort out of love for God and the souls, and that is what helps people to stay with us. Very well. And now coming back to the young people, because we are here seeing common points between the two departments. And if you see, it is always the love out of the souls inside and outside. Whether one or the other department, we have young people involved. And coming back to the Department of Youth, I would like to ask the Bishop, what are the young people doing that sometimes can even help directly the department, the cinema department, being it technical, being ideas, involving themselves, learning? What are they doing that gives them tools, for example, if they want to help in the cinema department? Well, the young people are trained locally in their churches by their directors, and I would like to take this time to remind that a director is very, very important in the life, in the future of those young people in that church. The director is there to help. And when the director gives a task, for example, something that they do that exists, the crusades or something, they are those reports, and these young people are trained so that then afterwards they have a notion of the images and everything else. And in these activities we train them as well. Who went today to the site? Someone is there and visited the site. In the part of the activities, there are retrospect, and they go out and they really follow through all these things. In the Talent Festival, to talk about the Talent Festival, you might be the best. In the Talent Festival, the young people are trained, and as a department, we also help them. I don't know if you understood, but we stretched the due date of the Talent Festival because the objective is placing these young people to serve God. And many of them think that they are not able to do this because of this and that, but they have God, they have the creative power. You have the creative power within you. And it was a very funny experience in the work camping. Very tiring. They thought it was tiring as well. I don't know who made who tired. Come up stage as I speak, and we are going to watch the video of the work camping as well. A round of applause.
São quase 70, não sei.
Work camping is the camping internationally that is done during the summer holidays here in Tujal. Let's see.
Este acampamento
This camping has changed the lives of many young people, uniting them in the same mission and giving them the desire to serve God. The days start with the communion with God so that we can give them the values of God. We have worship and praise and the family group for young people where they share experiences. One of the objectives is to give them morals, and during this camping they can see different tasks. They cook together, they clean together, they have different challenges among many other things. And now we'll see what are they cooking for lunch. Every day young people, they have communion during their lunch hours so that they can unite and have communion. And we have a Bible costume party, the white party, a cinema session, and sporting activities where they have fun and they can understand that with God and in church they can have fun. And we also, weekly, we have different things for the young people, creativity and friendships among one of them, and they talk about the true gospel so that they can become true members in society and the ministry. And here we are in one of the studios where one of our young people are having a workshop where our technicians are showing them how things work. During these 3 weeks, they were taught in different technical areas so that they can have more knowledge to help in future projects. Work camping is an impactful project in the lives of the young people where they celebrate their salvation and place their talents to serve God. A round of applause. And so, Inês, what is the feeling of seeing so many young people? I am young as well. Do you know their names?
Uma salva de palmas para os para baixo de 30 da Inês.
A round of applause. But now it was given this activity of the work camping. And as we saw in the videos, one of the activities that they were learning is in the technical part. They had lessons of sport as well.
Então, para o ano, repetimos para o ano aulas de desporto. Muito bem. Claro que nós tentamos.
We try to...
Eu não percebi. O que é que disseste agora? Antes de perder-me.
Eles andaram a aprender mais no nível da...
They learn in the technical area.
Muito obrigada. Eu também sou jovem, não é? Sabem, os jovens acontece isto. Mas realmente o que nós tentamos.
What we try to share in this project, it is the 3rd year,
O pessoal do departamento venha para aqui que eles também ajudam.
and I will ask the people in the department to come here as well.
Tatiana. Está onde a Tatiana? Vem cá. Uma salva de palmas para a Tatiana.
A round of applause for Tatiana.
Vem cá. Este ano
This year, Tatiana helped, and it was a challenge for us as well.
passa. É jovem, é jovem. Então é muito
It is very important for us to have people that are really dedicated, and just to reinforce, it is important for us to thank God for the people that God gave us. We are different, we have different personalities, sometimes even in the language, sometimes she says things I don't understand, but it is very important for us to understand that God brought us together so that we can work together. Was it a challenge?
Como é que foi?
Good afternoon. It was a challenge. Each work camping is a challenge. And we know we have young people with different realities, different spirits. Each work camping, it is never the same. And this year we had great challenges, and we received many young people that were in the beginning of their walking with God, and they did not know many of the times how to have daily communion with God, and we had family groups, and it is in the work camping where they learned to give value to God. Some of them will be baptized this Saturday. And this is our objective, apart from all the activities and the games, and apart from them knowing the the different values and dealing with one another. We are very happy with the results. These were seeds that were put in the heart of each one of them, and we believe that it will give results. Thank to God. And let's give a round of applause, and that's it.
Muito bem. E nós, agora pegando aqui, fazendo a ponte.
And now creating the bridge between the young people or the youth and the cinema, they are learning the technical part. But I would like to ask, if there is a young person that wants to help as a volunteer, is there this possibility, and how can they help?
Imaginando que há jovem, eu não gosto tanto de
Is it only
ajudar no departamento de cinema. O que é que eles
what can they do
é útil para o departamento
of what they are learning is useful for the department of the cinema, and come to someone and say that they want to help? So we have on the site of Kuriakos Produções, we have there a part that says suggestions or speak to us. So anyone can send us an email, and we have received many emails. We cannot answer all of them, or sometimes we cannot use everyone because they are from afar or from other countries. For example, I received many emails from people in Angola, and it is in the heart of our apostle to go there to Luanda and record a movie. Today you cannot use, but when we go to Luanda, you're going to be of great help. So you can help in any part, even writing out the scripts. Everybody knows who Ritinha is, and I asked Ritinha to create an explanation as in order to explain to you how to create a script, because many of the times we are so inside this little bubble that is called Tujal. We are in this bubble and we do not know what truly happens in the life of a young person. What I went through as a child or when I was a teenager is not the same as what these young people go through today. The generations change, the problems change. The same problems that I had when I was young is not the same as Bispa Raquel. So this helps us to reach the young people. So if you have story ideas, if you want to help as actors, if you want to help in the technical part, and you say, no, I cannot record, I cannot do sound, I never did any of this, there's no problem. We have people, and we have people that are always willing to teach. I am seeing here Rafaela, and we had her as a volunteer, and we have João Pimba as well from the church here in Tujal. Come here, João. They can come up here. And they helped this year in the Department of Cinema as volunteers. We had many more people, but because of the work, it was we had a lot of work and we were unable to coordinate everything. And they helped this year in the Department of Cinema, and they went and they helped. And they helped Ritinha as well in the opening for the Faith Convention. So inside everything that is possible, because of the work and everything else, and we are sometimes there focused, and it's normally complicated to let someone else in, but this year we were able to use João that went to recordings. So good afternoon. I learned, I worked more with sound, and I learned how to work with sound, with equipment, sound equipment. It is complicated because we spend hours recording in the heat in this case. But like they said a while ago, it is joyful, it is an experience that is incredible, an intense week that we live and we serve God and we are with God, closer to God. And it is really marked in our lives and we learn a lot. The following week I was unable to come, but really I was able then to figure it out and I came to serve God. So a round of applause. I was helping in production. I saw the pre-production before us starting the recording, how it is to look for the houses and what they do to look for the actors. And then during the recording, the day of the recording, I did something that is very emotional, which is to show the time. And I really liked it, and I liked following through the process behind the cameras. We watch the movies and we think it is very simple. But we see, for example, we did one scene the entire morning, and we think it is very easy, but behind that there is a lot of work, and that is it. So as you can see, anyone that has the desire to help, this year we were only able to retain or use 2 people, but next year we'll be more prepared for this and we will receive even more. So very well. And now before we show the next video, we would like to give the importance of what we are talking about. 2 departments that complement one another are not the only ones in our ministries. All of them are linked to one another, and we would like to give this invitation to the young people or other people that would like to be volunteers. And we are here, we have our calling outside, but we also have this desire to being able to help inside the church. And in this case, we help as volunteers. So you that is a young person or a young person that is a bit older, if you have the desire to help inside the church, you have this possibility. You have 2 departments, the youth or the cinema. Just like we mentioned, all you have to do is contact and say, I would like to help in these areas. And in order for you to show how good and joyful it is being a volunteer in the church, we have a video that summarizes all of this. Kuriakos TV started the volunteer project for all young people. Hello and welcome to yet another informative day where we talk about international things that have impacted us. On the 1st of July, Kuriakos TV started a volunteer program for all the young people that came from different places to learn different technical areas. During these days, our reporter followed these volunteers in their daily tasks. Let's see what happened. We are here in the headquarters of Kuriakos TV, where we are going to follow through the day-to-day activities of the volunteers. And we have Jessica here that has volunteered in the production. What is your experience? It has been a good experience, and it is different areas, be it programs, be it events. So it has given me talents that I did not know I had. And so we can see that this experience here has given you the opportunity to learn more things and also better what you already knew, isn't it? Yes, it is. I have learned the part that is more creative, but also the part in itself that has the action. Next year, if they have this project as well, would you come back? Yes, I would come back. Not only me, but many other young people that would also like to take part in this project. Even though they do not participate in the production, they would take part in other areas. As we can see, Jessica, she had a very good experience. Let's see if the other volunteers had the same experience. And we are here with another volunteer. And what is your name? Rafaela. So, Rafaela, what do you think about this project of the volunteers and what have you done? Particularly, I am in the Department of Cinema, and I think this project is very interesting for the young people because apart from us being in different areas that the young people like, because we have cinema and we have the technical part and we have different departments that the young people have interest in learning. So I think it is very good to form the young people in the church and in Jesus as well. More so that because we are serving God with our talents, we are working our talents, and more we can make it better, make our talents better to serve God. And that is it. I think it is very interesting. We were talking with Rafaela, and as we saw, the project is going very good. So let's continue following them. A round of applause to all the volunteers. As we saw here, it has been a work that I believe that brings great joy, being able to contribute to the path of each of these young person, firming these young people in the church, giving them tools to help in the local church or outside as well. In this sense, and also to conclude, I would like to ask Bishop, what is the advice you would like to give a young person that simply comes to church or goes to church because his parents force him? What can this young person do that can change his life and start seeing God as a father that truly loves him? The best advice that I may give is for him to always be involved in the activities in the church. The more the young people are involved in everything, the services, the encounters of young people, in participating in the faith convention and making an effort to come to the convention for the young people, being involved as much as possible, because God is going to enter their lives and they're going to understand that they are valuable, they have a purpose, and God wants to use them. Or they should be a part of the family. And they are. You know, right? And here, Bishop Daniel, what is advice also to reach the young people, even using, who knows, the cinema? This cinema has the possibility or not, or taking on your personal experience. Advice to the young people that might feel lost, or they do not know, or they consider the church as something that they have to go because their parents go. Well, my parents never forced me to do anything or to come to church, because my father would go and I would go. But something that truly grabbed hold of me, I was a volunteer for many years, not only in Angola but here as well. And today I see those people that taught me, teaching these young people. So you as a young person that do not know your place in the church, or you don't know what to do, come get involved in your church, in your local church. Our ministry is very big, and there are different areas that can be involved in: camera, sound, dancing. In the talent festival, you can see that all the arts are welcome to us. So we have so many things in order to retain our young people. So come, you will be loved, you will receive that touch, that love, that unconditional love, that you might think that you are yet another person, but you will feel that touch and realize that you are not just another person, but you are unique. And that is what I want to say. Very well, and now really to end off 30 seconds, we have a new project that soon it will be shown, and it involves young people. A new program that was in the heart of our apostle. So all the young people that are in university or studying or have finished their studies, when they start seeing this recording and these programs and you want to participate, you are welcome. Contact us, and I ask that you talk to your bishops. And a great round of applause to all the bishops that are here as well, that follow through, that love, that take care of our young people. So a great hug also to all the leadership for our young people. And we are not going to reveal what it is, but it is a new program made by young people that is top. So once again, I would like to thank Bishop Raquel and Bishop Daniel for your time. And they showed us a lot of how together we can fight for the souls. Together we can help one another, because this is our function as a family, conquering the purpose and taking the name of God further. Until next time.